In a way, we've been kind of brainwashed about love, and it does not really serve us whatsoever. Welcome to AIL, where entertainment isn't just what we watch, it's who we are. Why does it feel like love is everywhere we look? From dating shows to romantic storylines in films and viral relationship content online, romance has become one of the most marketable narratives in media. And it makes sense. Love is universal, it's emotional, it's aspirational. It keeps audiences invested and coming back for more. Reality dating shows are just one piece of a much larger ecosystem. Some lean into spectacle and drama, while others attempt more grounded storytelling. But across all forms, the goal is the same: capture attention and evoke emotion. In a world where loneliness is rising and digital interaction is replacing physical connection, audiences are drawn to watching relationships unfold, whether authentic, exaggerated, or somewhere in between. But here's the real question: is media reflecting how we experience love or redefining what we expect it to be? Media doesn't just show us love, it shapes how we emotionally engage with it. Across reality TV, films, and even social media, certain psychological patterns show up again and again. Voyeurism and social comparison. We observe extreme or idealized relationships and subconsciously measure our own lives against them. Parasocial relationships. We form emotional attachments to people we don't actually know, investing in their love stories as if they're personal, escaping and shared experience. Romance content offers an emotional escape while also giving us something to collectively discuss and bond over. Hate watching. Even toxic or dysfunctional relationships can be compelling, giving viewers a sense of distance, judgment, or control. Behind the scenes, especially in reality format, environments are often high pressure and controlled to amplify emotions. But even outside of reality TV storytelling techniques, editing, pacing, music, narrative arcs are designed to make love feel more intense, more dramatic, and more immediate than it often is in real life. This crafted intensity captures our attention but may also distort our understanding and genuine emotional connection. The more we consume these portrayals, the more they influence what we believe love should look like. Media often equates intensity with passion, conflict with chemistry, speed with success. And over time, that can distort expectations. Certain stereotypes are reinforced. Toxic behaviors can become normalized. And relationships that don't match these high stimulation dynamics may start to feel less than, even when they're healthy and meaningful. For younger audiences, especially, these portrayals can quietly shape foundational beliefs about love, communication, and emotional connection, beliefs that follow them into their own relationships. Modern media doesn't just shape how love looks, it shapes how we pursue it. Dating shows present a world of endless options, so do dating apps. At first glance, that seems empowering, but psychologically, too many choices can actually make connections harder. Instead of fostering depth, it encourages comparison, indecision, and detachment. And the data reflects that. About 67% of Americans have met a partner online, but only around 10% of committed relationships start there. Less than 1% of matches lead to long-term relationships. The average user spends months swiping through thousands of profiles before finding a partner. Platforms like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge promise access, but not necessarily connection. And when love starts to feel like a numbers game, something important gets lost: the ability to invest deeply and build trust. In today's media landscape, relationships are often seen as much as they are experienced. Whether it's contestants on a show or couples on social media, there's often an audience in mind. And that changes behavior. Vulnerability becomes curated. Conflict becomes content. Intimacy becomes something that's partially performed. For some, the goal shifts from building a relationship to building visibility. At the same time, we're seeing a rise in loneliness, particularly amongst men. 40% report feeling lonely weekly. 15% say they have no close friends. Many rely almost entirely on romantic partners for emotional support. So while love is more visible than ever, genuine emotional connection may actually be harder to access. Real intimacy requires time, privacy, and emotional safety, three things that are increasingly rare super visible, fast paced dating culture. For example, divorced men often experience heightened loneliness and health challenges, especially when their primary emotional connection was their partner. And more broadly, men are 3.3 to 4 times more likely to die by self deletion than women, making up nearly 80% of self deletions in the US. This points to a deeper issue: how closely emotional well being is tied to the quality of our relationships. And then there's the financial pressure. The average wedding in the US costs between $35,000 and $36,000, with some states exceeding $47,000. Major costs include venues about $13,000, catering around $80 per person, and photography roughly $3,000. Extras like rehearsal dinners and honeymoon can add several thousands more. Love may be emotions is also logistical, financial, and deeply complex. At its core, media sells a version of love that is fast, visually appealing, emotionally intense, and easy to consume. But real relationships are slower, messier, less predictable. They involve incompatibility, compromise, communication, and sometimes failure. So here's the paradox: divorce rates are declining, yet loneliness is rising. We have more access to potential partners than ever before, yet meaningful connection feels harder to find. So the question becomes, is media helping us understand love or quietly distancing us from it? So, what do you think? Is modern media reflecting our desires for love or reshaping it into something harder to achieve? With declining divorce rates and rising loneliness, are we getting closer to real connection or further away? And to be clear, this topic is very nuanced because media doesn't just show relationships, it influences what we expect from them, how we move in them, and sometimes keep us stuck in patterns that don't truly serve us. And in cultural expectations of how men and women should act in relationships, and how often that falls short, and things get even more complicated. So, where does this leave us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this made you think differently, like and subscribe. I'll be breaking down more of the cultural patterns shaping how we live and connect. Thanks for watching.